Well, hello there. Fancy seeing you here. It's been a hot minute since I posted on this channel, so long in fact that I've started to go grey. Personally, I'm a big fan of it. Not upset about that at all. Anyway, hi, nice to see you again. It has been so long since I last posted on here, possibly a year and a half, maybe even more, not entirely sure. My last video was a part 1 where I've been, and the part 2 never arrived. Consistency has not, up to press, been my strong point, but I'm hoping that is going to change. In the last few years I've been diagnosed with ADHD and medicated for it, and it's made a huge difference, but the first couple of years really did seem to be me just tying up all the loose ends of the things that I've been letting slide for the last 3 decades because of my undiagnosed raging ADHD. I've recently had an assessment that suggested I may also have autism and OCD, which provides further insight into why I struggle with things like consistency, because I often have this voice in my head telling me that things have to be just so, things have to be perfect, I have to have my makeup right and the right clothes and da 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 da. And because they feel like big things that need fixing, even though they're not, I just don't do the thing. The beauty of knowing I potentially have these conditions means when I spot one of those self-imposed hurdles, I'm able to just sort of go, oh look, I put that there and it's not even necessary, and jump over it. And that's a beautiful thing, and that's why we're here today. That and a little nudge, possibly a big shove from the universe. My hand has been a little forced, because it was this or lose an entire body of content and work that I had made that has provided value to people in the past. And I did all of this work and I don't want to lose the value that I created. And I'll explain what I mean. So I feel the universe forced my hand because sometime this last month, in August, I got an email from Teachable. And Teachable is a platform where I had my knitting school. And on there I had 2 courses. I had Newbie to Know It All, which was a free course. And then I had Knitting with Confidence, which was a paid course, and it cost $47 for lifetime access. Now, these courses both have done incredibly well, including the paid course. I had, I think, 40 customers on the paid course, which was astounding to me that people would want to pay for things I had to say or show them, but they did. And I got lots of really good feedback. The problem is, life took over, my daughter was born, I really struggled to deal with all the logistics and the business, wearing all the different business hats, and in the end it just kind of fell to the wayside. So even though the course was there, nothing was happening with it. Nobody could buy the course because they implemented a new system where if you wanted more than 10 paid customers, you had to pay a subscription fee of $39 a month, which is just so far outside of my budget, especially if the way to keep paying that was getting more paying customers. The amount of background work I would have to be doing and marketing and things like that to bring people to my knitting school was just more than I had available within myself. So I just let it sit there until I received an email from Teachable this last month telling me that if I continue to just leave it to sit there, my course and all of the videos and all of the content and all of the work that I put in would be deleted on the 31st of August. And I just wasn't okay with that. And even then, I still nearly didn't take action until yesterday. I got a comment on my most popular video on this channel, which is the long tail cast on video. It's had something like 240,000 views, it's had lots of likes and lots of comments saying that it's incredibly helpful, and that is all I ever wanted to do. All I ever wanted to do was help people do something they enjoy, find a hobby that brings them joy, and maybe make it a little bit easier for them. So every time I get a comment telling me how helpful that video is, it means so much to me, and every time I'm like, I really should be doing something more with this because I love doing that, I love helping people. So when Teachable told me that they were going to be charging me in order to just keep the content that I'd made, I decided that instead of that, I was going to gather up all of the videos from the Knitting with Confidence course, the one that cost $47, and publish it all on YouTube for free. Because it brings value to people. It brought value to every customer. I didn't have a single complaint. I never had anybody say that it wasn't worth the money they paid. And I really want to bring value to everybody else as well, especially if the only way I could keep my school running was by paying for it. So I am going to be, over the next few weeks, uploading video after video from my Knitting with Confidence course. They are all in a similar vein to the long tail cast on video. They're all sort of set up the same way because that long tail cast on video is actually from the course itself. So if that sounds like it'd be something that you'd be interested in, and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Look out for those videos. I don't know if they need any editing. So far all I've done is gone through my Teachable School and pulled all of the information from my school onto my hard drive. As far as I'm aware, the videos shouldn't need any editing. I look so young. I am such a little baby in all of these videos. I've got like blonde, super duper blonde hair. It was really nostalgic watching them back. And yeah, there are all sorts of videos coming up. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what any of them are, but my brain has gone completely blank. There are things like frogging and tinking and dropped stitches, and what happens if you drop the stitch at an edge of the piece of the work versus what happens if you drop a stitch on the middle of a piece of work, what you do if you drop a stitch on stocking stitch versus if you drop a stitch on garter stitch, or what to do if you discover that you've twisted your stitches. There is an absolute trove of information that I'm really excited to be able to share with everybody. So there's not really anything more to say other than, if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please hit the subscribe button, follow along. These videos will be rolled out in the next few weeks, and I hope I can bring you some interesting new content. Thank you so much for following, and I'll see you again soon.